battle seems to be going very much in favour of the Sherwoods. They fought hard to get here. It looks like they're going to open that road into Tunis. Hello. More German armour. It's a Panzer III. Very much the workhorse of the Afrika Korps. Mounting a 50mm gun. Relatively heavy armour. Again, the battle is swaying back in favour of the Afrika Korps. There's nothing much that exploit can do against the Panzer III. The Afrika Korps have been promised support from close to you. Super weapons. Yes, that Panzer III is enfilading the Sherwoods. They're pulling back to the start line almost, back to the front line, the previous front line of the DAK. All of this is going to hinge on whose reinforcement comes first. The old German front line, but this is far from a done deal. It's all hanging now in the balance. Who's going to get there first? Will it be the 504th Heavy Tank Battalion, the German Heavy Panzers, or will it be 48 RTR? That's what this battle's hinging on. I'm getting increasingly worried about where 48 RTR is. They should be here by now. Without tank support, the Sherwoods are thrown back on their own resources, and all they have in terms of anti-tank capability, something called a projected infantry anti-tank, PIAT. Now, if I tell you the PIAT is spring-loaded, you have some idea of how close you have to get to the enemy to fire the thing effectively. If you can hit square on, the hollow charge of the PIAT will do damage. But it has to be directly square on, 90 degrees to the armour you're shooting at, and you need to be very, very close. And at the moment, that is the only hope the Sherwoods have got to beat this Tiger. Frankly, ladies and gentlemen, you've been a braver man than I am anywhere near this. Someone is drinking by the bear with the tiger. Not effectively yet. Tiger's heading for the high ground. Mercifully, the tiger does have a few weak points, one of which it is underpowered. The Maybach we can hear there, the Rowling was designed for a 40-ton vehicle. Tiger one weighs 55 tons, so it's underpowered and it's got a slow traverse on the turret. Come on. As close as you can. Take your time. Easy for me to say. Take your time now, make sure the shot counts. As number 2 is loading the projectile into the Fiat. Sergeant Oscroft, he's going for it. It's very, very tense. Sergeant Oscroft knows he's got one chance at this. They're creeping even closer. Those are very, very brave men, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to use the ground to get as close as they can to the brute. Remember, the chance of success probably not even 50-50, but they're going to give it a try because they have no option. Go on, Sergeant. Oh, hello. Firefight starts again. Comes in, missed. I suspect it was the shot is bounced off. Well, at least they made it back to their lines. It was a gallant attempt, but that tiger is still dominating the battlefield. That is relative as a 56mm against the 88 on the tiger. But the one thing Churchill's not going for, he's got thick armour. So if you have to go up against the Panzer VI, that's not a bad vehicle to do it in. Here it comes. There I say, 48, better late than never. There's a hit on the Panzer III. Panzer III's been knocked out. The M5 involved by the arrival of the big brother come out from cover. There's a hit. Now, the chances are that that 6-pounder round has not penetrated the hull of the Tiger. But for some reason, the Tiger has straight part of its battle. Sherwood are advancing. Come on, boys.
Britain runs out of money buying American kit, Roosevelt manages to pass Lend-Lease. So they will give us 4 M3 Grant tanks and a lot of M4 Sherman tanks before they've even entered the war there. And the M4 Sherman, by the way, this particular one, because they can't get enough engines, that Grant had a great in it. It sounds like an aeroplane. It's only a 973 an aeroplane engine. They can't get enough of it because the priority goes to the aircraft. Something called the Cromwell, the